Hey guys, it's Jack Punkington, and I have a surprise for you all. As you notice, the Valve King is gone. I wasn't really using it, especially since I got the EVH. Side note, the headphone jack feature, I actually got to test this out, is amazing. It's probably the best use of a headphone feature on an amp I've had, where it just perfectly, it doesn't blare your ears off when you increase the volume, and B, unlike the amp, when you have it at like where it's barely 1 and it's really loud because it's a 50-watt amp, you actually have to turn it up, you know, pretty high to get really loud. So I really like that. So, but I traded it for this. If you guys remember, this is actually the guitar that I had and traded for the JCM. I was very not okay with this guitar, and it was mainly because of the pickups. The way this guitar feels is beautiful, but the pickups at the time didn't sound good through the Valve King. They sound great through this. A little known fact, I did not know this until after I got this guitar back. So this is the Sonex 180 Deluxe. This is the base Sonex model. There's 3. There's this, then there's, so this is the Deluxe, there's this, the Custom, then the Custom Deluxe, I think. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that. This has velvet bricks. I thought these were actually Dirty Fingers. These are called Velvet Buckers, I think, or Velvet Brick, something like that. They're actually made by Bill Lawrence, before he stopped working at Gibsin, from what I know. And I think this is really cool. I was actually going to just put in different pickups, but through the EVH I actually really like the way they sound, so I'm going to keep them. Also, within the next couple days, it will not look like this. It'll be a different color. It'll be, well, I'll keep it a surprise. And if you guys remember in the unboxing video for this guitar, it has a really, really, really bad headstock repair. And that's getting fixed too. We're going to clean this guitar up, me and my buddy Josh Sage of Thane Guitars. He does amazing work. We're going to clean this guitar up and make it look beautiful. But I promised you guys a sound review when I got this guitar last time, and unfortunately I wasn't able to do it. Now I have it back, I can do it. So, like I said, these pickups are made by Bill Lawrence, and this guitar is heavy. It is 10 pounds easily. It's made out of a thing called resin wood, which it's like a wood core with like resin poured around it, and it's pretty much indestructible. It's a bolt-on neck. Decent tuners. They're getting, I'm gonna replace them. They're okay. They're probably as good as like the basic tuners that you get on like an Epiphone Les Paul Studio, which, or even below that, I'd say, because most Epiphones come with Grovers, and these are nowhere near as good as Grovers. But this guitar is really cool. My buddy Jeremy actually ended up with this guitar. It went to my buddy Jeff, then my buddy Jeremy got it, now I have it back. And he put the vintage yellow orange colored witch hat knobs, and I actually like it against the pickguard. It'll look even good against the new color. But yeah, so running through the EVH, this is the neck pickup. Middle position. What I like to do when I'm in the middle position is roll the neck pickup off just slightly. then neck pickup, or bridge pickup. I haven't had enough coffee yet. And that's kind of like the sounds you get from these pickups. Like I said, different, but I actually really like. I like the way anything sounds to this setup, actually. So first gain channel. Neck pickup. Middle position. And then bridge. The way this guitar sounds on this channel, because it has like a rock tone to it, not like, I don't know, it just has like, it's a little bit fuzzy but not too much. So now back to the neck pickup, gain channel 2, and this guitar does squeal a little bit. Middle position. And then bridge. And this thing is awesome. It's heavy, it's shreddy, and it sounds great. Like I said, it's gonna get a new paint job. Also, a little side note, the Gibson logo on this guitar I think is really neat. Only Gibsons from this era really have this weird little The Gibson Guitar Company USA instead of just saying Gibson, like my Les Paul does and most Gibsons in general. The other thing I really like is the pickguard design. If you look at a Fender Deluxe Telecaster and then you look at this got inspiration from, I think, the Fender Deluxe Telecaster. But I really like this. Part of me kind of wishes the switch was actually right up here, but that's the only big flaw, I think. I think these pickups sound much better through the EVH than they did through the valve gain. I wish the guitar would stay in tune. Because it doesn't stay in tune very well. It needs a good setup and it needs to be clean, but like I said, we're going to redo this guitar and it's going to look a million times better, I hope. It should. But yeah, I was thinking about buying hip shot locking tuners for it because that's what I have on my Les Paul, but I might just go with Grover, regular Grover tuners. I don't know, we'll see, it depends. But it's cool. If you like weird Gibson guitars or just weird guitars in general, these were made for not super long. I think from 81 to 85. I believe this is an 81 or an 82. I'm not quite sure on the year. Then they had stuff like the Marauder, which is kind of like half between a Les Paul and a Telecaster. It's weird. And then they have the Invader, which is like what they did after this, but it's more metal themed. I don't know. And then there's other weird guitars like the LS and stuff like that. But yeah, this sits in the weird like little category of Gibson history as a guitar that came out before the Les Paul Studio. Oh, and then there's the Paul. But before the Les Paul Studio, but kind of like a precursor to the Les Paul Studio. I don't know. I think it's neat. I think it's fun. And I think it's different to me. And that's part of the reason why I like it. When I said in my last video, I'm going to get one more guitar before I stop buying guitars. This isn't the guitar I meant, but this is the guitar I ended up with. And next, I've got a few ideas. We'll see, because it's going to cost me at least a little bit to clean this thing up. I found a cool Blue Voodoo combo for really, really affordable price, and I might pick that up, but I'm also thinking about looking into some pedals. So, I don't know. But I wanted to do this video for you guys because I said I would, and I never did. So, yeah. Hope you guys like the video. I recommend checking these out because you can get these between like $400 and $500. I've seen them with $6, but I wouldn't pay $6 unless it came with the original hard shell case and it was in primo condition. This one was not, or is obviously not, and I did not pay that price. I paid much less, and I think I still paid too much for it when I originally bought it, but what I traded for it, I'm pretty okay with that. So, anyway, I'm just getting lost in playing now. Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, guys.